If it's too good to be true, it usually is. And that holds true when we come to the conversation of Roth IRAs. In this video, I want to share with you some of the pros and cons of converting the traditional IRA to a Roth, and also share with you a potential costly mistake so you can avoid stepping on that landmine. But before we get there, subscribe to my channel. I have over 30 years in this industry. I want to make sure that you don't step on the landmines that many others do, and make sure you hit that notification bell. There is a lot that is very good about Roth IRAs. So let's go through some of those really good points about Roths. First, in most circumstances, you can take the money out of your Roth tax-free, depending upon how long it's been there. That's a good thing. Next, you can control when you take money out of your retirement accounts. That's really crucial. We talk about this on this channel a lot. In taking control, you can figure out when you want to take it and how much of your retirement income will actually be taxed. There are also benefits of converting to the Roth as it relates to your Medicare premiums, because the IRMA is based, if you will, means tested on how much income you receive. So if you're receiving income from a traditional IRA, yet the Roth comes out tax-free, the Roth will help you keep your premiums down relative to your Medicare and your IRMA calculations. There are also benefits to your Social Security and the amount of the Social Security that will be taxed. Take a look at this video for more details. And with all of this sounding so good, there is a catch, isn't there? There is a cost to making this traditional IRA conversion to a Roth. So let's take a look at this to make sure you don't make that costly mistake. Now, I want to share with you an actual client interaction that I've had, but I want to make it very clear here, I'm not providing you with financial advice. Everybody's circumstance is different. I don't know what yours is, so you'll have to go back to your dream team in order to figure out whether or not this is a good strategy for you. So the question from the client was, is it too late to convert money from our traditional IRAs to a Roth? And here are just a couple of the assumptions that we had. First of all, they were 63 and 64 years old. We planned for them to live to age 90 and 92. We assumed a return of investment, a total return of 6%. And we also assumed they did not need this income when they attained the required minimum distribution age. And that is a key component in all the assumptions that we do make. One final assumption we made here was that they did have the liquidity necessary to pay the upfront tax, the cost on converting the money from the traditional IRA to the Roth, because any amount that you convert over is included in your income currently, and you must pay taxes on that now. So the real question is the cost of paying those taxes now worth the future benefit of getting the money out tax-free? So the amount of money they were looking to convert was $50,000. And at their current age, with the assumptions that we had just discussed, there were a lot of other assumptions in the retirement roadmap, but those were the key ones. At their age, 63, 64, if they converted $50,000 over and they paid the taxes, by the end of their plan, when they both passed, they were $70,000 ahead of where they would have been if they had made no conversion. They did ask the question, if we had done it 5 years prior, what would have been the impact? And what we found was, in the planning, was they would have been even further ahead on the planning than if they had done it right now. Now, here's the scenario that I need to share with you that could have ended up in a costly mistake for them and for you. So the question is, when is it too late to convert that money? Again, because you have the cost up front, is there a benefit later on? And what we found out with them was if they had waited 5 years later, where they were in their late 60s, that the math didn't work and they ended up being behind as a result of doing the conversion. Now, there's certainly no guarantees with any of these numbers, of course, but I want to give you a sense here that it can be too late to do the conversion depending upon what your scenario is. So it's going to be very important for you to go back to your team and understand what and when would be the best time to convert into a Roth.